Trick or treat! Yow! Howdy! Thanks for joining us. Come on in, sit a spell, take your shoes off. Thank you for everybody for tuning in today. I got a book in the mailbox and I gotta get that mother out. But I want to do it in front of you, in front of you all. This one is one that I'm excited for. I've actually done a review for this book already. It is called Midas by Tyler Jones, and it is an Earthling Publications Halloween series exclusive. That means it's the first release of this book, and it is out early. It's supposed to be for Halloween, but here it is, September 11th, and I got a book in the mail for Halloween. So Paul Miller at Earthling Publications has been doing the good work, getting that stuff shipped and delivered, and it showed up here. But what I want to talk about for just a moment is this Halloween series from Earthling Publications. I stumbled into it, as in, I didn't know jack. Somebody just recommended this book, and it was still available. Earthling Publications, Boys in the Valley by Philip Fracassi, who has become one of my very favorite authors, Walking God's Green Earth. And I jumped on it. Now, I think it was $50-$60 when it was new a couple years ago. You want to buy this book, you're talking about a $400 book now in the secondary market. I've seen several sell in the last month at $400+ on the secondary market. So this one was Halloween series number 16. Very late to the party am I. But I did show up and I'm here now, so I can't complain too badly. Last year, it was Marla by Jonathan Janz. I had so much success with Boys in the Valley, and this one sounded really good, and it looks really good too. I love the cover of it. Jonathan Janz seemed like a really cool fella, so I jumped in and bought this one, mashed them buttons, got it coming, and I read the book, and I loved it. Very good book as well. I think I did a review on that. Go back and check, and you can see what I thought about the book. Very good book. I'm a big fan, and this one is selling recently something between $125 and $200 on the secondary market. Starting to get a hint, get an idea. Now, fast forward, we are in 2023. The Halloween series, that would be number 18, is here. I did a review for this book, and just very briefly, I'll mention this is what they call an epic horror set in the Old West, 1859. And essentially you have a husband and wife, and their son died. Their young son died. The husband, Jeremiah Pivensey, is a pastor in this small town. The son died, and with a lot of the common things you might see in a situation like that, parents kind of holding it against the other, perhaps. But the pastor, so their marriage is now on the rocks, but to make things worse, Jeremiah Pivensey is a preacher. He basically goes to church and denounces God right in front of the whole town. So now you got a town that's looking down on them. They've lost their son, they've lost their job, they've lost their identity within the community. Their marriage is on the rocks. A couple of people that's pretty much waiting for death to come. There's no hope. There's no love. There's no nothing good at all. And Jeremiah, through a series of different events, stumbles onto a map which leads to a place where he discovers the ability to use kind of what the stereotypical Midas touch. You can turn things to gold, but it comes with a cost. It comes with something that forces him to make a decision, a very tough, bad decision to be able to get this power. And then with the power comes really nothing good, a control that corrupts, and it just goes worse and worse and worse downhill from there. And there's a third party that's trying to get this power that ultimately comes after him. And there's yet another party that we can't tell. Is it trying to help him? Is it trying to hurt him? But it's a great story, great Western story. horror elements and an epic. It does span long periods of time. Shades perhaps of Frankenstein. Also, I'm reminded a bit of Pet Sematary by Stephen King, and in some cases also maybe even Christine by Stephen King. But it's got some of these really cool elements and harkens back to some really great stories. But Tyler Jones did a great job. Great novel, and I'm looking forward to reading more from the author. But that's a whole lot of talking. I got to get this box open. I want to see what the limited edition looks like. I did receive a advanced review copy, which is a trade softcover version of the book. Earthling, in this case, did have the cover artwork on it by Vincent Chong, and the art also had, I can't remember, it had several interior illustrations, which is nice. There's a lot. There are publishers out there that are selling books for a whole lot more, close to $200, with zero interior illustrations. So Earthling Publications is giving you more for your money, high quality stuff. And here it is, shipped in a box with padding and a bubble envelope packed inside there. Oops, making a mess. I hate it when I make a mess. So let me open it up, get my grubby mitts upon it, and see how it looks live, in person, and in living color. And there is that Vincent Chong artwork, that very cool dust jacket design. And there's a spine. That's what it looks like when it sits on my shelf. Of course, I will put a Brodart Adjust-A-Fold 3 Mylar dust jacket on cover on the dust jacket, because that's just what I do. But I want to take that off right now. First, I'll stretch it out, show you what it looks like. All aboard. There you go. Good looking dust jacket artwork. I do like it. I've been looking forward to this one. I love this series. I love the idea of the Halloween series, because I love Halloween all year long. But I do love Earthling Publications and what they're doing so much. So you got a cloth bound book. It'll show you up close. You can see the texture. It's I think it'd be called cloth bound. It's a little bit different than typical cloth bound, but you got gold foil stamping, awesome quality Smith sewn binding, good stuff that you expect from a good publisher like Earthling Publications. Our end papers are solid colored, and I want to show, if I can, I think you might call it marbling texture. I don't know, but you can see that texture on there. It's really nice looking. Mine is signed by Tyler Jones. It's number 184 of 500 copies. And it's also, I guess you would say, squiggled by Josh Mallerman. Josh Mallerman wrote the introduction to this book. And if you've ever seen his signature before, it would be a signature, a squiggle, if you will. But he did sign it. That's what they would be calling a signature. And, well, let's take a look and look at these interior illustrations. I showed you what was in the ARC. Now let me show you what's in the limited edition. Before we even get there, our paper is a pretty bright white. The text size is big enough for good reading. So I like that. The bright whites, some like it and some don't. I guess you can never quite satisfy everyone. But full disclosure, just showing you what it looks like. Interior illustrations, the Vincent Chong artwork. I saw this in the ARC. It looks better naturally it's going to look better in the limited edition. Quality paper, perhaps even better quality printing. But it's really good stuff, as you would expect. And the wolf does play a part in this book. Although even when the book is all done, I found myself kind of wondering what the wolf's true role was. Was he friend or foe? Was he trying to help? Was he trying to coerce? Maybe you read it and you'll figure it out. But just a wonderful book. And the pictures do help tell the story, but you won't know what the heck you're looking at until you read the book. And there's one more, I think only one more interior illustration. And there is Solomon, a villain, if you will, in our book. An antagonist, and amazing artwork. I do love the artwork in this book, and I'm really proud to have it. Glad to get it on the shelf. Tyler Jones has hit one out of the park, and as always, Earthling Publications has done a phenomenal job. I've really grown to love Earthling and what they do. My default for Earthling is to kind of get it. I mean, every publisher is going to publish some books that I'm just not interested in. But when it comes to this Halloween series, these books, man, I buy them knowing nothing. Usually it's introducing an author to us that might not be well known, like Philip Fracassi, like Tyler Jones, like Jonathan Jans. People that they may have had other work, but they're not well known, not big names on the stage. And it's a great jumping off point, and Paul Miller has done a good job, from what I've been involved in at least, in vetting this product for us. So on the Halloween series, I'm 3 for 3 on the last 3 years. All 3 books I did truly love, very good books, and created a lot of interest for me and the author. So it's a neat way to have a collection go. And I'm tempted to go back and try to get more stuff from the past. Earthling does have a few issues here and there over the years of the Halloween series that are still available. In fact, there's some of these still available. I don't know how many, but I recommend go buy one quickly, because maybe this time next year you might be wanting it and the price will be higher. That's the way it's happened the last couple of years. So I recommend go ahead and buy it. Jump on in. Take it from me. I like the book. I can't say what you'll like, but I really did like this book. And I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. Golly, this stupid thing scares me every time.
Hey, Doc. 2 more going on yours.
Goodbye. That's enough. That's enough.